Cowabunga dudes and dudettes, this is Anthony, aka BatBomb82, and today I'll be doing a review of the Storm Collectibles Mortal Kombat Reptile. Now, taking a look at the front, we can see that the figure is showcased in its standard Storm window box packaging. Turning the box around, we can see multiple images and panels showcasing the figure in multiple posing positions with his different interchangeable parts and accessories. So with the box out of the way, let's go ahead and crack this figure open and let him breathe. Alright guys, now let's take a closer look at this Storm Reptile figure. I am so happy to add yet another new ninja from Storm because I just think they do such amazing jobs, and I actually prefer these versions next to the original ones that they came out from Storm. These are my preferred looks for them, and I think this looks so good, man. So it's pretty standard. If you have any of the other previous ninjas like this, like Storm or the Storm Sub-Zero and Scorpion, they're pretty much the exact same figure with little changes here and there. Obviously the color being green for Reptile, and it looks really good. I've always loved the sculpt and the musculature of these figures. They just look so good. The green vest looks great. I love the color of green that they chose. You know, nothing too dark. So I do love that a lot. And if you can kind of tell, there's like a little bit of airbrushing from like a lighter green to a darker green all throughout his gear, which I really do love. The green on the braces on the shin kick pads or shin guards, whatever you call those, look really cool too. Pretty basic on the back. The green right there all looks really cool. Man, I love this dude. Yeah, the arm guards look really good too. Just such a good look. I don't know why, but like I said, I know more people are going to choose the classic type of ninjas. I get that. But for me, I really love the way these look, especially with the head sculpt here. The head sculpt looks so awesome. You got the more reptilian eyes, which I think looks really great. And one thing I didn't notice right away, for some reason, and it probably was just me not paying attention, I kind of thought it was going to be the exact same head sculpt that we saw previously with Scorpion and Sub-Zero, because, you know, they use this head sculpt, and for some reason I thought it was going to be the exact same one, but it is a completely different sculpt, a completely different mask, so I do like that a lot. Same thing with Sub-Zero here. I'll bring him in real quick. And you can see him and Scorpion share the same head sculpt. This Reptile one is completely new and different, so I really enjoy that. Again, especially with those reptilian eyes, I just think it looks super cool, so really happy to have this guy. Okay, so now let's talk accessories. So we do get a ton of interchangeable hands. You of course get things like closed-fisted hands, these more flared out fingered open palm hands. You got open palm hands with a little more curled fingers. Like this one has like some really bad black paint splotching on the inner thumb right there, so hopefully I can just take that off and won't be a problem. You get more things like almost like gripping hands, and these are basically for the most part the exact same hands that we've seen before with the previous ninjas. You got more ones with the flat out fingers like this, straight out like that too, so those all work really good. We do get an interchangeable head with this guy, so you can just pop it off like so on the little standard ball peg, and we could bring in the actual like reptile head, which I think is really cool. So that's a little tight at first, man, but once you get it on there, that just looks killer, dude. So let's take a close little look at that. I think that looks so awesome. That just looks really good. The detail on that of the sculpt, the different paint apps with the dry brushing and the wash on there just looks so good all the way to the back of the scalp there. Looks really good. The eyes look incredible. Love the teeth. The jaw on this actually is articulated, and you'll see it for a while a little later, but the tongue in there looks really good too, and the inside of the mouth all looks awesome. I just love the way this turned out, man. He looks freaking insanely cool. Really dig that. What's also really cool, I love the fact that they did this. You have the option to add like the cowl piece to his dome like that, because there are times where I think when he's just spitting his acid, he'll rip his face off, and like you still see the cowl piece of the actual ninja mask on there, and you can just shoot the acid like that, you know. So I think that's pretty cool that they did that option. Instead of just giving us the standard head or a different sculpt, you can add that cowl piece if you like. Now he does have an interchangeable tongue, and it's a little tricky for me because I have big fat fingers, so I've been having to get like little tweezers and just kind of pull the tongue out like that, and only for the little one. The short one is like pretty kind of a pain in the butt for me. And you can open that jaw more, and then you do get a longer tongue, which looks really cool too, and it does plug in a certain way. It has a little shape to it where you can actually only plug it the one way like that, and there you go. Now you have the extended tongue, which looks really cool, and I was wondering if it was going to be like posable on a bendy wire or something like that. It's just a pretty soft rubbery plastic, but it's nice glossy too, so that looks really awesome. So I love the way that looks. So you can just take that off. And then what's also really cool, we do get a spitting acid effect piece, and again, this plugs in the exact same way that the tongues do, and it only does in the one direction. So you can do that like so, and then I'll take like the cowl here like that, put that on, and that looks really good too. The nice translucent plastic. I think the green looks really good. I love Storm Collectibles like effect pieces. I think they do such a great job with effects, and I love the way that turned out. So I'm gonna take that off, take this off, and I'm gonna go ahead and pop on the standard head right here. And one thing I did notice, which is interesting, because he doesn't come with a different face mask, but this face mask is removable like the ones from the other figures. So I don't know why they did that for this one. Maybe they're going to use this head sculpt for like an Ermac or something like that, and he's going to have a different type of face mask. I don't know, but that just does happen. And I do notice it, for some reason, for me, this pops off fairly easily when I'm posing around. Just be very careful, you know, and it's not going to fall off. It's not like ridiculous, but when I am moving the head around, it does pop off pretty easily. And then the last accessory that we do get here is going to be that big acid ball warpy thing that he shoots, which I think is really cool that they included this, man. Again, I love what Storm does with like their effect pieces. They go all out. They don't really reuse a whole ton, but they just come out some really cool stuff here that I think looks really awesome. So I love that here with the white that fades into more of the clear green. All looks really awesome, and that's just shaped really cool. It's really thin, you can see that, so I love that a lot. But it also comes with like a stand here where you can like plug it in like that. So if you want to pose it like that, that has a little base right there, which is really cool. It also does come with like all these extended arms here, so you can just add and, you know, get it to the size and height that you want to. So I think that's really cool. But having stuff like this, again, you probably didn't have to do this, but I love the fact that they did. And again, Storm always does a great job with effect pieces. Alright, so now let's run down the articulation here. The head has like a double ball peg dumbbell, so it allows it to go forward that much with the neck like that. This whole upper torso piece is a softer piece, so it is pliable a bit. You can look up about that far. You can pivot side to side a bit. It does turn left and right, and this whole figure just feels super solid, man. I really, really do love that. Arms go full 360 up and out that far. We do get a butterfly cup inside there, so that works out really good. We got rotation at the bicep. We got a double jointed elbow that bends about that much. Rotation at the wrist, as well as a hinge at the wrist. We do get a double ball peg that goes up into the upper torso and down to the crotch area, so that rolls around. I love that all of this is like a softer pliable plastic, so the inside of the workings of the articulation just goes pretty smoothly, you know what I mean? So it does pivot side to side, crunches back and forth, you know, all the kind of stuff you really need to do. Hip joints can kick forward, up and forward that far. That's actually really good. Back that much, actually go look back all the way more like so, so that works out good. Do the splits all the way out right there. We do rotate up in that upper thigh. We can double bend at the knee like so. And the ankle joints are on ball pegs, so those roll all around, up and down. A really sweet ankle rocker, and then we do get toe articulation. So overall, I'm so happy to have yet another Storm Ninja. Again, I think they just do such great work, especially with these particular designs. Again, I know they're not for everybody, but they are for me, and I think they just look so good. I think Storm Collectibles makes the best Mortal Kombat figures ever. Honestly, I think they're making some of the best video game figures ever, especially when it comes to fighting games and things like that. So I could not be happier about this. I love Reptile, and I absolutely love this figure. So for a quick size comparison, here's Reptile standing next to a Marvel Legends Deadpool and Mafex Batman figure. Also for comparison, here he is standing next to the Storm Collectibles Scorpion and Sub-Zero. And just for fun, here he is with little Lego Bat Bomb. So there it is, guys, my review of the Storm Collectibles Reptile. Now overall, I freaking love this figure, man, and I've said many times before, Storm Collectibles makes some of the coolest action figures based on video games, especially when it comes to fighting games. I absolutely love their Mortal Kombat series, especially the ninjas. Those are my favorite, and I know a lot of your favorites, and I'm super stoked that we got Reptile in this version. And again, I love this version more so than those original looks. This style just screams freaking awesome to me. I love it so much, and I think they're actually better made figures than those original Storm ninjas. But this piece is so awesome. The colors are great. I love the dual two-tone greens of the suit, the unmasked Reptile head with the long tongue, and the acid spit is really cool. You have the giant effect piece, which are always great from Storm. The articulation is solid. I just love it so much. He's so badass. I cannot wait for an Ermac and a Rain and Smoke and all those guys. I need all the ninjas in this particular style. He's such a great piece and definitely a must get. So be excellent to each other and stay nerdy, my friends. Peace.